guys, thanks for joining me in the shop today. Today we're talking about Lionel Space and Military. We're going to talk about the Lionel set number 1810 Space Age gift pack set with operating cars. This was considered obviously an 027 set made in 1961. So let's take a look at this set and what it consisted of. It consisted of an Alco 231 Rock Island. It's just a single A unit. That also consisted of the 3665 Minutemen missile launching boxcar operating. Then it also consisted of the 3519 satellite car. And then this is the holy grail of the set, the best car in the set, and just a great car, was the 3830 United States Marine Corps operating submarine car, and then the common brown SP type 6017 caboose. Now this was a cool set, and keep in mind the late 50s and early 60s, even into the mid 60s, there was the space and military age of Lionel, that they were really going after the space and military stuff. That, and like I talked about earlier, a lot of the stuff wasn't really prototypical, but it had play value. So they were trying to capture the minds of the children and basically turn it into with Lionel Trains and make it something they could actually play. So again, let's go to these cars real quick. The Minuteman 3665 missile launching car. I did a video on this and I'll kind of touch base on it again. When you look at these cars, you want to make sure that obviously the roof is working. And if you look inside, there'll be a number that is embossed. That's how you can tell if it's original repo roof. They do make reproductions. You also want to go and look at the missiles. We talked about that. You can tell the original missiles are, you can tell by the thickness of the original missiles whether they're repo or original. So I won't go into that. If you're interested in these cars, you can look it up on YouTube. I did a video on these, so I'll kind of go over this one fast. But another common problem with these cars, they do have a tendency to yellow. And that's just normal. I don't know if it has to do with the way they were stored, but they do tend to get a little yellow. So if they're really crisp and white, that's obviously better. So check those cars out. And then the other car here we'll talk about in a little more detail is the 3519 satellite car. Now this here has an original satellite, and how you can tell is by the arch of these little wing affairs hanging off the satellite. The repos are more flat, where the originals have like an arch to them. So that's the way you can tell the original. So anytime you're looking at these flat cars that have steps, the key is the most common thing that breaks on these are the steps on all four corners. So you always want to make sure the steps are there or they haven't been glued or repaired. Sometimes they're glued and they do a nice job, but they have been repaired. This is a common piece, this little satellite dish that's also missing also off of these cars. The brake wheels can be broke. And a lot of times too, I see these cars, especially the flat cars that had the military loads with glue, and it had stakes, because a lot of times there's glue marks on them and stuff. So you just want to look at the overall condition. This is a great car. You can check the mechanism to see if it works. I would recommend, especially if you have original satellite, not to use the satellite to protect it so it doesn't get broken. Another car, this was, like I said, this is probably the best car of the set, value-wise, is United States Marine Corps operating U.S. Navy sub 3830. Now, this car is really cool, but the car number is 3820, but the sub is 3830. But again, you want to check all four corners to make sure that they're intact. Check the brake wheel, check to make sure that's intact. So that's a good thing to look for. And there's also a lot of common, sometimes these are missing or broke. They do reproduce these, so you want to check that out. This is another common piece that's missing, and you can wind up the sub and check it for operation. So a really great car and a really neat piece, so you can check that out. Now the SP 6017 caboose, anytime you look at these cabooses, and we'll go over some of the cabooses too in a future video, but again, you want to check out the steps. It's common to see a broken step, or the catwalks can be chipped. That's kind of common too if they were played with kind of rough. This is a common car, but all the SPs share the same problems. And again, you want to just look at the steel frame, make sure it's not rusted or corroded. So when you get into the alcos, and I'll do a video on the alcos, besides the overall condition too, you always want to check the front pilot there and see if that is intact and in good shape. It's not uncommon to see them broken, glued. Actually, this one here has been glued. So to get the premium money, obviously, you want an intact body that it has no breaks or repairs in that front pilot. If it's the pilot's missing, that's a good runner, but as far as collectability, it doesn't have much at that point. You also want to check when you look at these alcos, is this back screw here has a tendency to, if it's been over tightened, they'll bust around that too. So these are good little runners, the sheet metal framed alcos. They came in, you know, A and AB, and then obviously double A depending on what it was. This set just came with a single A unit. Quite common to see the horn missing off of them too. So good little running engine, but this is a really cool set, and I love this set. Could you imagine, you know, the gift pack, space age gift pack? What a cool name for a set, 1810 in 1961 only. So I hope you got some information out of this. If you have a set like this or want to put together, this is a fun set to run. It's got, like I said, a lot of play value. But don't forget to like and subscribe to my page. And if you're ever in Akron area, I'm about 15 minutes to the west. I'm in Norton. I'm Rob at Stop Time. I'm a value-added Lionel dealer. I sell new, used, and I also do repair on the older equipment. So thanks for joining us. And don't forget, Lionel's investment in happiness. Happy model railroading, guys. Thanks.